Now, any working parent will tell you how hard it is to explain to your children why you're often away.
Yeah, well, British Airways pilot Rob Johnson always faced a barrage of questions from his young sons whenever he returned home, so started to create bedtime stories to tell them about his trips.
So now he's turned these stories into a series of illustrated children's books featuring his main characters, Pilot Ollie and Pilot Polly. Rob joins us now on the sofa. Hello, thank you very much for coming in. This is all because of your kids. Is this because they struggle with you being away? Because you were doing quite a lot of long haul, weren't you, as a pilot?
Yes, I was, yeah. And of course, I'm away for 2, 3, 4 days at a time. And when I came home, I found myself kind of explaining to them where I'd been and what I'd seen, what the weather had been like, what I'd eaten. And that kind of, those explanations kind of morphed into some bedtime stories. And hence we invented Pilot Ollie and Pilot Polly.
How do you make that jump, though, from telling your boys bedtime stories to publishing books?
It was a big jump, so almost a crazy idea. Someone suggested that we should publish the stories because it hadn't been done. We had in the market Bob the Builder and Fireman Sam, but the pilot story had never been told in that form. So the stories were written to kind of be a little bit educational as well as fun and entertaining. So we're kind of pushed down that road to have a go.
How easy is it to do? Because you're not a writer by training or anything like that. I mean, is it easy to write a story and to publish it yourself?
Writing the story was easy because it's what it is. It's my life. It's what I've experienced. I'm just telling the tales of what I do on a day-to-day basis. Publishing was a whole new world. We had to learn. It was a very steep learning curve, but we've kind of started. We've been in the business for 3 years now. Published 7 books, and I'm pleased to say we've sold 55,000 books this year.
Wow, what an achievement. Amazing.
Now, is Pilot Ollie you, and are your boys in the book as well?
Yeah, so Pilot Ollie was based on me, so we gave the illustrator some guidance on how Pilot Polly should look, Pilot Ollie should look, and he looks very much like me. And my children are in the stories, and that was trying to integrate them in the bedtime stories. So my eldest son, Alfie, he's Alfie the engineer, and my youngest son is Woody, and he's Woody the weatherman. And
we can see you there, Ollie. And there's Pilot Polly as well. Who's Polly based on?
Polly is a bit fictional, so I wanted to bring some language into the story. So Pilot Polly is of Spanish origin, so that brought a chance to bring in some different languages into the stories.
And Alfie, who did you say Alfie's role was within the book?
Alfie Engineer.
Alfie Engineer. He's celebrating a bit of an important milestone today.
He's 10 today, double figures today. So happy birthday, Alfie.
Happy birthday, Alfie, if you're watching. He will be watching, won't he? Now, it was important for you, you know, to make sure that these books had an educational element to them. In such a crowded marketplace when it comes to children's books, how did you make that point of difference?
It was really important, and when we set out to publish, we had a kind of motto, and that was to obviously entertain the children whilst educating and inspiring them. And it's really important as a parent that I'd rather my children read books that kind of subtly educated them without really understanding that, you know, they're being taught the whole time. They're just having fun reading them and looking at the stories.
Can you give us examples?
For example, if I came back from a trip from Italy, I've been to Rome. And on my trip, I had gone for a wander around Rome. Rome is quite compact as a city. So I've been to the Colosseum and I've been to the Trevi Fountain. And when I came back, that's all came into the story. So I did a bit of history about the Colosseum and a bit of folklore about the Trevi Fountain and throwing the coin over your shoulder.
And how are you fitting this all in? Because you're still flying, aren't you?
I do fly full time. It's tricky. It's tricky. I always say I'm time poor. So I do struggle with time sometimes, but I enjoy it so much that I kind of make sure I find the time.
And what sort of feedback have you had from parents?
It's been brilliant, and in fact feedback from children has been lovely. I've received loads of lovely letters from children that have written to me directly, asking questions or just saying how much they love the books. So the feedback has been absolutely amazing.
Well, thank you so much for coming in to talk to us
about
the books. Pilot Polly, Pilot Ollie.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks very much, Rob.